Welcome back to another episode of the Campin' Camera. Today we are beginning segment 7 of the Colorado Trail. This is Venture and
Misadventure.
who's just going to be with us the first mile or so. Thanks to Misadventure for dropping me off. And we'll continue now. Segment 7 begins in Breckenridge and ends in Copper Mountain. It's 12.8 miles long and has an altitude gain of 3,600 feet, altitude loss of 3,000 feet. And here we have Mount Geo again on segment 7 of the Colorado Trail.
Looks like this is a scorched area, but most of the trees, at least right here, lived.
Since leaving Breckenridge, we've just done nothing but climbed up this mountain. We're about to reach 10,000 feet in elevation. Every trail has its own theology about how to manage water. Last night we had a fierce rainstorm for well over a couple hours, and so a lot of water came down on the trail and tried to wash it away. The builders of this trail have these deep depressions every now and then they shunt the water off that way. I've not seen this on any other trail like this, but it seems to be very effective, especially after the 2 or 3 inches of rain we had last night. And off the water goes into the meadow. Comes that time when Misadventure has to return. You signed up to come 1 mile and you've come almost 3?
Almost 3.
Yeah.
I got to see a nice view to the west.
Yes.
Yep.
And along the way we met
Turbo Goat and One Strap.
who had weathered last night's storm
Big storm.
and are now heading back in to recover from it.
Yeah.
Misadventure's a little worried about tonight's storm.
Yeah, but
I'll be in a hammock, so I'm okay.
yeah, hopefully.
Anyway,
Yep.
thanks for coming this
Yeah,
far.
love you.
Love
See
you
ya.
too. See you in Leadville.
Leadville.
Okay, I've got 5 days of food and 3 days of rest, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, love. And there she goes. She might meet up with Turbo Goat and One Strap and give them a ride to the pad where we spent the last 2 nights. The idea of the Campin' Camera came from our friend Austin Anderson, who was still a TV videographer, but in the days before commercial grade VCRs, would go camping with Austin and his lovely wife Kim, and Austin would bring along his professional equipment and sort of film bits and pieces of our camping trips, whether they were to Purgatory ski trips or to Big Bend. We had a great time with them, and then it's stitched them together, just kind of outlining what had happened on the trip, telling some sort of narrative. Anyway, so when you hear me at the beginning of each of these saying, well, welcome back to the Campin' Camera, I'm trying to emulate Austin Anderson's voice and his Campin' Camera. It's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon on segment 7, and I can hear the storms coming in and occasional raindrops happening. Last night was a pretty terrible storm, and I hear tonight it could be the same. So I don't really want to go too much further because that's where we start to get above the tree line. But I do want to get to a place that has some water, and I think I'm pretty close to that. And here comes the rain. This is what I love about hammocks, is that in a matter of moments I was able to get up my rain tarp, because in not too many seconds later it started to hail. I know I better get up my hammock because soon water's going to be running underneath this tarp. Well, it's about 4 p.m. The temperature is about 52 degrees, and the worst of the first storm is past. But I understand there's a second storm coming now. So I'm just snug as a bug in the hammock, and probably will be here for the rest of the night. Well, it's about 5:30 now. It started to rain, and just as I was planning to hang my bear hang, about 15 to 20, 25-year-olds came sauntering through. I had noticed that there was an encampment around here. There was a couple tents. You can see one right down there, and a bunch up that way. And then as I wandered up there, I saw all sorts of bear canisters, and I thought, these people are going to be here longer than I am. And it turns out they are rerouting parts of Section 7, and I got an opportunity to thank them for their work and said, you know, these trails are in really great shape, and I really appreciate your work. So kind of fun to see. Here they're going to be noisy tonight, but it's also raining, so we'll see how it goes. Day 2 on Section 7 of the Colorado Trail. Slept last night next to a creek, and about 15 Forest Service workers who were quite rowdy until about 7:30, and then they were all in bed, and then they got up about 5, which is when I like to get up too, so it worked out well. They're all young people, and they're cutting new switchbacks on Section 7. Just really nice, good kids, both men and women, and fun to see them serving this way. Today, our halfway point is Copper Mountain, and that's where Section 7 ends and Section 8 begins. The Forest Service crew is cutting switchbacks into these otherwise vertical ascent. I can see where that would be a really good idea. This must be the new trail that the Forest Service volunteers are cutting. Don't walk this way when you can walk this way. And now we're about to ascend to the high point, which will be the first time we're above 12,000 feet here. And oh my gosh, the air is thin. And there with the red flags, you can see the switchback that the Forest Service crew will be cutting to reroute the CT so it's not just a straight up, grueling climb. The Three Amigos. I heard from another thru hiker named Pack Toter who had passed me. He's about my same age, but much more serious about hiking and in shape and all. He got caught up here when the storm hit last night and took a good tumble and had to limp back into town. Above tree line, serious. I see some sort of structures over there, like a hut, maybe a cabin. Come about 3 miles this morning. About 1,200 feet climb, which isn't that much, but at 12,000 feet, it's challenging. This is the top of the ridge at 12,500 feet, mile 113 of the Colorado Trail, segment 7. It was hard work getting up here. As we come down from the high place, we get our first glimpse of Copper Mountain Ski Resort. You can see the white oblong thing that might be snow that they have put together and allow people to come and still play on it. It's probably time to get off the high place. The afternoon storms will be coming through soon, and the wind is picking up. Sure is beautiful though. Now I know what that is. It's the top of a ski lift. Danger. Avalanche. And there's more of the Copper Mountain Ski Resort. Boy, you can still hear I-70 all the way up here. And there you see the tree line, which I guess we'll be hiking through. A seasonal stream that is fed by snowmelt. Delicious snow-cold water. The clouds are gathering for their afternoon storm, and so it's really time to be serious about getting off the top of this beautiful mountain. Well, we have certainly left the Colorado Trail at the end of segment 7 and thrust into road construction right now. It's an abrupt ending to an otherwise beautiful trail. 3,600 feet in elevation climb. Basically, we climbed up one mountain and came down another. This walk was highlighted by lots of rain and storms. But some beautiful parts to it. I got to see behind the curtain of trail maintenance and these young people that do their work, which I find quite remarkable. Segment 7 is often a slack packing segment where they stay in either Breckenridge or Copper Mountain and then take a bus between and then hike lightly. I saw 3 hikers doing that today, and if I'm to be honest, I wish I had done that myself, but I didn't. I feel like the Colorado Trail maybe could be divided into 3 parts. Sections 1 through 5 are to make sure your body is in shape, get your body in shape. And then starting with section 6 and on to 7 and possibly these other ones is to get your body used to the altitude. Section 7 went up to 12,000 feet above that. Where that leads for the last third, I'm not sure. So, from the Camping Camera, this is Venture reporting on section 7 of the Colorado Trail. Thanks for watching.